Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samori, back at it again with another video, and today is day 2 of free agency. So I just wanted to update you guys of what's been going on around the Raider Nation. I know we haven't made any more signings since Yannick Ngakoue, but if we do make any more signings later on today, then of course I'm gonna keep you guys updated. And if you guys don't want to miss any of that, then hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. Without further ado, let's get started with the video.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
This offensive line is looking pretty bad, and I feel kind of bad for Derek Carr, because if I was Derek, I might want to get out of here because there is nobody protecting him. Well, as for now, you guys already know that we traded Trent Brown's ass away. We released Gabe Jackson and Richie Incognito. Now we get rid of Rodney Hudson. That's 4 offensive linemen, 4 starting offensive linemen on our offense, and it's crazy to me, but I know that we could still fill in those positions of need. Now, Denzel Good is a guy that I want to return and, play that right guard position, but I heard that the Raiders lowballed him, so we don't know whether he's going to return or not, if he's going to, sign somewhere else, and man, that's going to be tough as well. Now, Richie Incognito, on the other hand, I do believe that he might come back to the Raiders on a cheaper deal. That's the only reason why we released him, and I know he wants to retire as a Raider, so I feel like he could come back and return at that left guard position. Now, as of right now, we do still need a center, a right guard, and a right tackle, but I feel like we do have some of the answers in the building right now. Andre James is a guy that I feel like is going to step up and take over Rodney Hudson role as a center on this team. Now, I don't know how well he's going to do. I know he showed flashes of being a solid center, but man, if he does pan out for us, then I'll be happy with it. But if it doesn't, then it's going to make us look stupid out there, especially Jon Gruden and Mike Mayock. And they're going to be on a hot seat after the season if we do not make the playoffs. Now, Derek Carr, man, he's going to be struggling back there if we cannot protect him. And we've seen that team back in 2017 that couldn't block for shit. And you've seen how bad Derek Carr was. Well, Derek Carr wasn't bad, but the team was bad overall. But still, the blame is going to be put on Derek Carr. Andre James, like I said, could step in at the center position. Cal Long is a guy that's in the building right now, and the Raiders are going to try to sign him. I don't know if he's still there or whatnot, but he did have a workout with the team today, and if everything pans out, the Raiders will most likely sign him and bring him over to the silver and black. Now, if we do, then he could definitely step into that right guard position, and the only thing that we would be missing is that right tackle position, which I feel like we might address in the NFL draft, whether in the first or second round. There's a lot of good offensive linemen in the draft this season, so if we do not go out and sign a right tackle or even bring in Kyle Long, then I feel like offensive line is going to be a position of need coming into this NFL draft, which is kind of crazy because coming into the offseason, the biggest question was our defense and what we were going to do to help revamp this defense, because our offense wasn't the problem last season. Derek Carr wasn't the problem, and the fact that we just basically broke down our whole offensive line and trying to rebuild it again is crazy by me, because now we're going to have to spend some money on the defense and the offensive line. Now, at first I was really shocked at this move, and I was really pissed at Jon Gruden and Mike Mayock not knowing what the fuck they were up to at this point. But then Mark Sanchez tweeted out that this was actually Rodney Hudson's request to be released by the team, and the team granted him that wish and respected his decision by letting him go. And it doesn't help the Raiders at all. I felt like we should have traded him away and got something back, but again, Rodney Hudson has done a lot for this team, and the biggest question for me is, why would he want to be released by the team? Why would he want to leave this team? This team is only a couple of wins away from being a playoff team. And the fact that he himself wanted to be off of this team and him voiding his $3.5 million guaranteed in 2021 to leave, why would he want to do that? Most of the blame could be put on Jon Gruden. Maybe there's something that's going on that we don't know, or the Raiders are in a rebuild mode. I don't know why he would want to leave. I mean, he seemed like he was happy being a Raider. And of course, the Raider Nation, we loved him and we supported him since he became a Raider. He joined us back in 2015, and since then he's been one of our most consistent and best players on this team. I'm not really going to judge this decision until the season comes and we make the playoffs or not. After this season, that's when I'm going to start judging Jon Gruden. As of right now, I'm going to trust the process, and I know as much as you guys hate to hear it, that's just me. I'm an optimistic fan, and I'm gonna trust this move, and maybe it's gonna be better for us in the long run. Maybe Andre James is better than what we all think, and for the money that we would be saving, well, not really be saving, but I guess going younger is probably better for the Raiders in the future. Now, I look back at a couple of years ago when the Raiders were letting Jared Cook walk into free agency, and we were all wondering, yo, why are we gonna let him walk? He's one of the best tight ends in the league, and he has that chemistry with Derek Carr. Why would you let him walk? We have no tight ends on the roster, and we were all thinking we should go into the NFL draft and draft a tight end. Little did we know we had someone already ready to replace him. Darren Waller, who is one of the, if not the best tight end in the league today, and who is really underpaid right now at $7 million a year. You look at what Hunter Henry and Juju Smith is getting with the Patriots, man, I know Darren Waller is going to have a big payday when that time comes. As of right now, like I said, I'm going to trust the process. John Gruden did say that he wanted to see Derek Carr run a little bit more, so with that offensive line and how it's looking so far, he's going to be running for his life a little bit more in 2021. Now let's talk about two former Raiders that signed contracts elsewhere. I'm going to talk about them real quick. The biggest name being Nelson Agholor. I know a lot of us wanted to bring him back. I did too, but I was not going to spend more than $9 million on him. And we already found out that Nelson Agholor is taking his talents to New England for a 2-year, $26 million contract. Woo-wee! Nelson Agholor got paid, and I can't fault him for that. He got his money, but there was no way in hell the Raiders are going to pay him $13 million a year to bring Nelson Agholor back to the team. I heard that the Raiders did offer him something of maybe $10 million to $11 million a year, but he got $2 million more with New England. So I mean, I guess you chased the bag, so that's good for you. We basically gave Yannick Ngakoue the same contract that Nelson Agholor got going to New England. So I mean, if I had to choose one or the other, of course I'm gonna go Yannick Ngakoue. Nelson Agholor did have a breakout season in 2020 with the Raiders, had 896 yards and 8 touchdowns. Man, this dude has got to send Derek Carr something, some type of gift, because Derek Carr literally turned Nelson Agholor into a $1 million wide receiver to a $13 million wide receiver in just one season, and everybody was doubting him last year, as well as a lot of Raider fans. I had optimistic hopes that he was going to do good, and he ended up being our number 1 wide receiver, and now he got a payday in New England, which again, like I said, is good for him. Now another player that signed elsewhere is Devonta Booker, a guy that we brought in last season that no one really thought was going to ball out for us, but did. He stepped in for Josh Jacobs when he needed a breather, and he was that bruiser to pick up where Josh Jacobs left off, and he had a solid season with us last season. Now I did want to bring him back on a cheap contract, to run it back with him, but I mean, I can't be mad at him. He got the bag over there with the New York Giants on a 2-year, $6 million contract. So I guess bravo to you. Now there's a lot of other running backs that we could go get in free agency or even in the NFL draft. There's other running backs, Marlon Mack, somebody I didn't even think about till Graphics started talking about him. Chris Carson is still on the board, Todd Gurley, and even Tevin Coleman. Those are guys that I feel like the Raiders could possibly go out and get to back up Josh Jacobs. Now I'm not saying that they have to go get them, but those are just options, because I know the NFL draft, they got a good amount of running backs in there as well. So Raider Nation, who would you guys want to go out and get as an RB2 right behind Josh Jacobs? Again, let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, at this time of recording, Juju Smith is nowhere. Probably by the time you watch this video, he's probably going to sign somewhere. Who knows? Now, I know Raider Nation is 50-50 on this move, whether we should or shouldn't get Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he's one of the top wide receivers left on the market right now alongside of Kenny Golladay, and I feel like this is a real possibility for the Raiders. The Raiders could actually go and sign Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, we know that the Raiders actually reached out to Juju's people, gave him that ring to see if he wants to come over to Las Vegas to get that ring, if you know what I mean. But there's obvious interest in both sides. Juju has been linked to the Raiders since the whole offseason, and now that Nelson Agholor is not returning, there's a possibility that he could come to the Raiders. Now, according to Diana Rossini of ESPN, she tweeted, "Just spoke to a free agent wide receiver to find out what's going on with all the receivers still unsigned. He said the wide receiver market is really bad right now. I mean, unless you're Nelson Agholor, it's not that bad, you know what I mean? Now, this could mean that the wide receiver market isn't as high as we all thought it would be. And with Nelson Agholor getting $13 million a year, and most of the wide receivers getting around, $10 to $13 million a year, I feel like Juju Smith is going to get paid a little bit more than that. So we're looking at around $14 to $16 million a year. Him and Kenny Golladay could get that same amount. And I feel like at that price, I'd rather pay Juju Smith Smith, then getting Nelson Agholor to return to the team. Now, other than the TikTok antics and, you know, dancing on other people's logos before the game, I feel like Juju Smith-Schuster is a solid wide receiver, and he could come into this team. He could be a solid option on the offensive side for Derek Carr. But if we do not end up signing him, there's still a lot of other good options out there and free agency that we could still go out and get to help this wide receiver core out. You know, you're looking at guys like AJ Green, who the Raiders have already had interest in. You have Will Fuller, John Brown, T.Y. Hill, and the list goes on. And we still do have the NFL draft. So Raider Nation, with all the players that are still available as of right now, who would you guys want the Raiders to sign on day 2? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this video. Man, free agency has been booming so far. Well, not so much for the Raiders, but as far as content. So if you guys enjoy Raiders football and you guys want a lot of Raiders content, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, smash that like button. And if you guys want to help support this channel, then become an exclusive member by hitting that join button down below right next to that subscribe button. Until the next video, Raider Nation, this is your boy Some More Raider, and your boys, yeah.